and welcome back to my channel. So today I have another Sims 4 speed build for you, and this one is a limited pack build. So the only things I used for this were City Living and Base Game, and this is going to be actually Penny Pizzazz's apartment that I decided to reno. Now I didn't make this specifically for her, but I just want to let you know which apartment I'm actually working in. And I don't think I've actually ever renoed this apartment, but I don't know why I haven't. Like, I feel like I would have, because actually I kind of like it. There's a lot of windows. It's kind of small and cozy, but I really am happy with the way this turned out. I feel like at the very beginning, the floor plan was a little bit odd, like what I was trying to do, but I think it turned out really well in the end. It ends up being a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and it also has like a small office with an easel in it. So I didn't really give much thought to like what the sim that lived here like may do for a living, but maybe they're an artist or maybe they just do that for fun. But there is also a computer in here, so there's plenty of room for your sim to do some skill building, which I was really happy with. I was a little bit worried to begin with, like how I was going to lay this out, because I also wanted to make sure that a lot of the rooms had natural sunlight so that each room has a window, and they're a little bit oddly placed, which is also why I kind of ended up doing like an open floor plan between the like entry, living room, kitchen, dining, so that like that one window could give light to that whole space, but that it would feel a little more open since it is a little bit of a smaller apartment. But I think it turned out really nicely, and I was so excited to get to use that table again. I know I mentioned that in one of my other speed builds that I was like, I didn't know that table existed, but I got to use it again, and I think it looks so cute in this apartment. And we used a lot of orange here, which I feel like I don't use very often, because honestly, like in my real life, I'm not a huge like fan of the color orange. However, like when I'm building, that doesn't really matter, but maybe that's why I don't necessarily use it too often. And I also feel like I don't use yellow very often. Maybe I need to do like a intentionally like yellow build, maybe not like all yellow, but that being its like main color accent, if that makes sense. And I will say that like trying to pick curtains for this home was a little bit difficult because it was a like limited pack build, but I think those look really pretty, like really simple like white curtains with almost like a sheer kind of curtain behind it, if that makes sense. And I think that looks really nice in this space. And I don't think I've really ever used this couch before, but with the like yellow and orange pillows, it looked just so perfect. And I do bring in a little bit of red as well, especially when we get to the bedroom space. And I do end up moving that orange, well, I just did that orange table and putting that kind of in the dining area. And I don't end up putting a coffee table here, although I tried really, really hard. I tried a bunch of different options, even like I paused the recording to like test a bunch of them, and I don't know, then none of them fit quite right. It seemed just a little bit cramped, so I ended up not including that there. You can of course add that if you would like to, and this is already up on the Sims 4 gallery if you would like to download it. Just be sure that when you download it to have bb.move objects on, so that like you don't lose a bunch of objects. And also what I end up doing is deleting out a few of the walls so that it can be uploaded more easily, since it has to be uploaded as a room. So you'll just have to draw back a few of the walls, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And I really wish we had the ability to upload apartments like properly, if that makes sense. Like I wish there was like the game would know that that's what you're trying to upload, given its like footprint, if that makes sense. But anyways, we're just going to continue uploading them as rooms, and I honestly don't think we'll ever get the ability to upload them like as a home. However, I wish we would get that ability, because I feel like that'd be really helpful, especially for builders or people that like to download builds. But anyways, just putting a little bit of clutter in here. I honestly didn't put a lot of clutter in the kitchen, which is kind of surprising. I feel like I do a lot of times like put a bunch of stuff, and part of it could be that like since it was limited pack, I didn't have some of the items I feel like maybe I usually use, like my cutting boards that I know I use all the time, but I can't help it. I just think they're so cute, and I think it kind of adds that kind of realistic touch, if that makes sense. Like most people have cutting boards, and I just think it's kind of funny, right, that like we have like the hanging pots and pans and like the cutting board that stand up. And I don't know, and I guess let me know in the comments like how many people actually have their cutting boards sitting out, or like have their pots and pans sitting out. At least like in my experience, I don't feel like it happens very often. And I think it's kind of funny that I try to put those items in here, and I guess again it's just like this like touch of realism, you know what I mean? Like since it's not real life, like to make it kind of feel more realistic. But anyways, I feel like I just totally went on about like cutting boards and the pots and pans, but it was something I was thinking about actually while I was building, like that I put those things in here. But just making sure that we also add a little bookcase in here so your sim can also get entertainment from reading. Of course, they have a TV as well. I don't know actually which one works better in gameplay in terms of trying to get your sims like fun like need up. Maybe TV if I had to guess, but I don't know, let me know. Clearly I don't do a ton of gameplay. I only do a little bit, and that's over on my Twitch channel, but I just can't remember which one actually works better. Maybe my sims are just, they're never having any fun. Maybe it's because I don't actually have them work on their like fun need. Anyways, that was a total, also, I feel like I'm just going off on a lot of tangents, so I apologize for that. But that's like, I guess the mood I'm in today. But I did use that really gorgeous like pull down garage door like art piece on the wall, and I kind of used it kind of like a headboard. I know that like bed has one, but that's kind of what I was envisioning it as, and I just thought that looked so cool. So that's why we end up pulling a bunch of red in here, but I still had a bunch of those orange accents in there as well. And then trying to figure out this bathroom was definitely interesting given like the way I had the door and how everything was laid out, and the fact that for whatever reason I really wanted to use double sinks. I don't know why. Like looking back, I don't know why I just really wanted to do that, but you know what, I did. So we have a double sink in this apartment, which is actually like really nice. Like I love having a double sink, like if you're gonna have two sims here. And again, technically it doesn't matter, but I don't know, it's a nice touch, I feel like, to have two sinks if you're gonna have two sims living here. And then just adding in a little bit of clutter kind of all over the place. And I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of a difficult time with this portion of the bedroom, kind of figuring out what I wanted to do over here. But we end up adding in a little ottoman and a dresser over on the side with, of course, a little bit of clutter because, you know, I can't help it. And using that really cool mirror that I feel like I don't use very often, maybe because it's kind of large. And I always think of it as like a room divider versus like just a mirror, but I don't know, maybe I need to use that more often. And then I got to use that really cool swatch on that dresser that I feel like I've only maybe used like once because I specifically made a build revolving around that one swatch of that dresser. Which sounds definitely like something that I would do. But then adding a few finishing clutter objects here, and we are getting close to screenshots. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would so appreciate it, and leave me a comment of stuff that you want to see on the channel. And I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye everybody.
I saw you from across the room. When our eyes met, I never knew that I could feel this way, and it's kinda strange.